Hey guys, it's MugenLord here, and today I just want to have a discussion about Chrono Trigger. But before we dive into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button because it really helps the channel out. And don't forget to hit that bell to be notified for more RPG news in the near future. So let's dive into it. Now, this is an interesting video for me is because if you guys don't know, you're just new to the channel in general, I just love Chrono Trigger. I grew up in the 90s playing some of the most classic JRPGs on the SNES console. That was the best era of JRPGs, and I would say the golden era of JRPGs. And many people are wondering, like, what's going on with the Chrono Trigger series or the Chrono series in general. You know, all we had was Chrono Cross, and that was on the PS1, but ever since then, we never see anything related to Chrono. All we got was nothing more than HD remasters, mobile ports, and everything of a sort. But it seemed like now that we in this generation, Square Enix has turned over a new leaf, and they've been promising lately that they're going to stick to what they know best, and that's sticking to just creating RPGs that everybody know and love. And they even created another studio that is dedicated to pretty much reliving that classic era. This is why we have games like Lost Fair and also games like Octopath Traveler. We've just been seeing Live Alive remake happening. Things that we never thought would ever come to the West is finally coming over. So where does that leave Chrono Trigger? Many people have been waiting for this. People have been wondering, hey, what's going on? Will we ever see a remake or HD remaster for current gen consoles? So in this video, I just want to talk about if they were to able or somewhat bring back Chrono Trigger, how would they approach it? Will it be a full-on remake, or will they approach it like how they approached Octopath Traveler and a Live Alive remake, where they went for HD 2D graphics instead? Or could they just do a remaster slash remake similar to what they did with Trials of Mana? So I pretty much want to explore those options that Square Enix have on the table at the moment. Now, as I said before, it could be a possibility that we could possibly see Chrono Trigger in some shape or form. So I really wanted to point at the fact is that, in my opinion, and definitely want to hear in the comment sections below, what style do you think they should approach? So we'll look at both styles when it comes to designing or remastering or reviving a potential Chrono Trigger. So we'll go into the, I guess you would say, the remake remaster situation here with Trials of Mana. That Secret of Mana was that experiment that they have done a few years ago. If you guys don't know, I have done a review on Secret of Mana remaster remake, where they pretty much wanted to bring back the Mana series, and in order to do that, they wanted to see if there's actual interest in there. Now, even though they went the low budget route for it, they somewhat accomplished it, is because I, for one, had bought the game on the PS4, and even though that I had my certain issues with it, it was still a pretty solid title, and I enjoyed every last bit of it despite some of the gripes that I had with it. And because of that, we can pretty much see that it actually worked out, because that pretty much convinced Square Enix to not only remaster slash remake Trials of Mana, but they first brought over the Mana collection, which I've also owned on the Nintendo Switch, and it's pretty much hard to find right about now. And if you don't got it, you definitely got a shark for it right about now to have that part of your collection. But the Mana collection also proved, especially with the sales, that hey, there is a fan base for it. There is a need for it. People want to play this game, have this game in their hands for current gen hardware. So because of that, it gave them the ideal, and because of the success of Secret of Mana remake slash remaster, they decided to say, hey, we're not only going to give you the collection that includes the never released to the West Trials of Mana SNES version, we also going to remake it as well. And they have done that. And I was one of the fans who pretty much lost my mind when I saw the trailer, because I didn't expect for not even Nintendo, but Square Enix to even go take a chance and just remaster slash remake this. But they did it in a cost effective way where it's not a AAA title, but it's more like a AA type of release. It's smaller budget, but it also is built from the ground up, where it utilizes, you know, current gen graphics, and, you know, it also gives us that quality of life to meet quality of life standards that we have today in most JRPGs and action RPGs. And I really appreciate it. And I also have done a a review on it, and also done a side video just talking about the potential that Trials of Mana could spring up in the near future for the Mana series. And it pretty much worked. It pretty much worked for Square Enix because not only that, it sold really, really well. And then Square Enix made an announcement that yes, the Mana series is back and there will be a new Mana game that's going to push the series forward. So it worked really well. And it had me thinking that, hey, if this can happen for Trials of Mana, why couldn't it happen for Chrono Trigger? And I believe that if they were to revive Chrono Trigger in some way, I think the best approach, or one of the possibilities they can approach, is go the first release HD remastered first for Chrono Trigger, which people will be able to get on consoles as people wait for a potential remaster slash remake similar to Trials of Mana for Chrono Trigger. I just think that it's there. I think many people would definitely enjoy it. There's so many fans that's waiting for a potential remaster or a potential remake of Chrono Trigger, and I think it's about time for it while the demand for it is there. I can actually see this working, built from the ground up, and it has the Toriyama, style to it, and also give it the, I guess you say, anime slash cell shade aesthetic similar to Trials of Mana. I think you would have a pretty good game going on and keep it 1-to-1. Didn't have to change much, and it shows that when you're doing a remaster slash remake, fans will buy the game regardless. If it's 1-to-1, fans will still buy it. And this is the argument that many people have when it came to Final Fantasy VII Remake, that fans wouldn't want to play something that's 1-to-1 but with better graphics, and that is not true at all. Fans love the game because of its story. Why change anything? And Trials of Mana proved that not changing anything, people and the fans will still play it regardless and enjoy it, especially if it's definitely meeting to today's modern standards as far as quality of life, graphics, and gameplay altogether. So I don't think Chrono Trigger will be any different in regards to that. I think that would be a nice approach, and I think it would be the smartest approach. Now, the other type of option they can pretty much go with when it comes to reviving or remaking Chrono Trigger is they can go to HD 2D, which also proved to be another asset to Square Enix. Look at Alive Alive Remake. Who would have thought that Alive Alive Remake would come to the West? And not only that it come to the West, it scored really, really well amongst fans and new fans who are just being introduced to this type of RPG, and I enjoyed every bit of it. If you guys haven't checked it out, I also did a review on that, and I also did a recent video talking about that this may be my game of the year or JRPG of the year for the year 2022. I loved it that much. So the HD 2D is the best way they can possibly go, is because it can still it's cost effective. 2, it still meets modern day standards as far as visuals are concerned, and it still keep that 90s golden era JRPG nostalgia effect. And I would love to see Chrono Trigger work in that aspect as well. I think either styles can work, but going HD 2D, while these guys are pretty much on the ball with this right now because of Alive Alive Remake, and then we have the oncoming Octopath Traveler 2, and not only that, we also getting the Dragon Quest 3 remake as well with the HD 2D graphics. So to top it off with a Chrono Trigger remake, in the sense with the HD 2D graphics, which is starting to become a staple within Square Enix, and when people see that visual style, people already know that automatically, oh man, this is Square Enix, and I think we're going to be in for a treat when it comes to this game and the overall package and experience. Now, also, not only with the style, will we ever get any type of voice acting to go along with it? Now, I know that Chrono himself is not a voice protagonist, and he can pretty much still be the silent protagonist, but will the overall game itself, no matter what style that it's in, will it have voiceovers? I mean, Trials of Mana did. So I would love to see if they would make that approach as well. Imagine hearing these Chrono Trigger characters with voice acting. I think that'd be something to freshen and liven the experience as well. And not only that, this can also for them to throw in some new content as far as trying to tie it in some way or shape or form with Chrono Cross, since they did release a Chrono Cross HD remaster as well for modern gen hardware. So I think that'd be pretty cool to get people to cross over to Chrono Cross as well if they do put in some story elements or add in some little tidbits that can give you some hints or some Easter eggs that show some of the connections with Chrono Cross. I think that'd be pretty cool. But that's pretty much my overall thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think it would be a good idea for Square Enix to take either approach, either the Trials of Mana remaster / remake approach, or should they take the HD 2D approach, similar to what they did with Octopath Traveler and also Alive Remake? I definitely hear your thoughts in the comment sections below. Are you a fan of the Chrono series, especially Chrono Trigger? Are you a big fan of it? If so, let me know what was your favorite parts of the game. What was your experience with the game? What was your favorite part of the game? Definitely hear your thoughts. And if you are new to Chrono Trigger, I'm telling you right now, you're in for a ride. It's one hell of a JRPG, especially for its time. So if you like the video, hit that like button because it definitely helps me out here on the channel. And also, don't forget to hit that bell to be notified for more JRPG news in the near future. This is MugenLord, signing off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.